Last week, the Premier League saw one of its worst refereeing performances ever when Liverpool lost 2-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. What should have been an exciting and top-notch match turned sour due to the officials' incompetence. Many calls were criticised as unfair by fans, pundits and journalists. It's a fitting time to recall some of the most infamous refereeing blunders in football history. To kick off our unfortunate moments collection, let's rewind to 2010. The England vs Germany match always garners global attention. Despite Germany's superiority in this World Cup clash, there's a chance the game's outcome could have been different if a crucial goal had been allowed. England found themselves trailing 2-0, but managed to pull one back thanks to Steven Gerrard's outstanding free kick, which found Matthew Upson. A bit later, Frank Lampard scored a completely legitimate goal to level the score, only for it to be disallowed due to a questionable decision by the linesman. Had Lampard's goal counted, it would have tied the game at 2-2, and the course of the match might have taken a different turn. Nevertheless, England went on to concede 2 more goals in the second half due to poor defending, ultimately losing 4-1. In the end, they were outclassed by Germany, who appeared likely to win regardless. Next, let's remember the infamous incident involving Rodri's handball against Everton. In the 2021-2022 season, the Toffees were in dire need of points to avoid relegation. During the closing stages of the match, a critical opportunity arose when Manchester City's Rodri appeared to handle the ball outside his own penalty area. The ball clearly made contact with his arm, extending beyond its natural position, and even VAR highlighted this by magnifying the point of contact beyond his t-shirt line. Surprisingly, Everton's appeals for a penalty were unsuccessful, leaving their manager, Frank Lampard, utterly bewildered after the game. Lampard expressed his frustration, saying, "Even a 3-year-old could see that there should have been a penalty," and it's quite an understandable statement, we might add. Let's provide some context for the next incident. France and the Republic of Ireland were in the midst of a 2-leg playoff to secure the final World Cup spot for Europe. The Republic of Ireland had not participated in the World Cup since 2002, while France had reached the final in the 2006 World Cup and had previously won it all in 1998. The two teams were deadlocked at 1 goal each, and the match was nearing extra time, potentially leading to a penalty shootout. This gave Ireland the tantalising prospect of snatching a World Cup qualification spot. However, during a French attack near the goal line, Thierry Henry used his hand to control the ball, allowing him to set it up for William Gallas to score. Irish players immediately protested to the referee, questioning how he could have missed such an obvious handball. Notably, Henry himself later admitted that the goal was unfair and acknowledged that it was indeed a handball. However, months later, Henry shifted blame onto the referee, claiming it was the referee's fault for not spotting the handball. This incident goes down as one of the most devastating decisions in football history, as it deprived a small nation of the chance to participate in the world's most prestigious tournament. Henry's reputation took a hit, and although there were calls for a replay, the decision ultimately stood, forever casting Henry as a villain in the eyes of the Irish. Continuing with our list, there was a moment involving Tottenham's Pedro Mendes that seemed like a dramatic last-minute winner. Mendes unleashed a powerful long-range shot that Manchester United's Roy Carroll mishandled terribly. This was a glaring goalkeeper mistake. But what made matters worse was the referee's error in preventing Carroll from facing the embarrassment. The referee failed to notice that the ball had indeed crossed the goal line, which should have been an obvious call. For the next refereeing mistake, let's rewind to the 1982 World Cup. France, boasting a talented team, including Michel Platini, had a strong chance of winning the tournament, but their hopes were dashed by Germany. However, before this significant match outcome, a highly controversial incident took place. Patrick Battiston of France found himself with only the ball between him and the German goalkeeper, Harald Schumacher. Yet Schumacher ploughed into Battiston, sending the French striker sprawling. Incredibly, the referee did not send off the goalkeeper and instead awarded a goal kick to Germany. Continuing with our list, there was a significant blunder by English referee Graham Poll during the 2006 World Cup in a match between Australia and Croatia. In a puzzling sequence, he issued 3 yellow cards to the same Croatian player, Josip Simjanic. Prior to this match, Poll had a solid reputation as a referee and was even in contention to officiate the final. However, following this incident, he was sent home prematurely and has not officiated in any international game since, which was undoubtedly disappointing for him. Next, we have what is arguably one of the most iconic and controversial goals in football history, and it was scored by none other than the most iconic and controversial player, Diego Armando Maradona. This diminutive Argentine player netted both goals in his nation's 2-1 quarter-final victory over England during the 1986 World Cup. For his second goal, Maradona showcased his extraordinary skill by navigating past 6 English players before finding the back of the net. This goal was eventually voted as the goal of the century. However, the first goal should never have stood. As the ball was in the air, both Maradona and the English goalkeeper raced to reach it. Maradona won the duel, but the issue was that he had used his hand to punch the ball into the net. Maradona displayed no remorse and famously referred to it as the hand of God, further stoking the English wounds. If you're a neutral fan, it's nearly impossible not to acknowledge the sheer genius of the play. The next incident is truly bizarre and almost unbelievable. During the AFCON 2021 match between Mali and Tunisia, Mali was leading 1-0. However, Zambian referee Gianni Sakazwe made an unprecedented mistake by blowing the final whistle not once, but twice before the match had even reached the 90-minute mark. He called for full time in the 85th and 89th minutes, prompting players to head to the dressing room on the second occasion, even though there was still stoppage time left to play. Eventually, players were instructed to return to the field to finish the game, but Tunisia refused to leave the dressing room. Despite the confusion, the match result remained unchanged at Africa's biennial continental tournament. CAF's refereeing chief, Essam Abdel Fattah, explained that Sakazwe had suffered from heat stroke and dehydration, which had caused him to lose concentration, leading to this unusual situation. One of the most significant scandals in football history unfolded during the 2002 South Korean World Cup. The Ecuadorian referee Moreno, who was clearly involved in corrupt practices, became the focal point of anger in Italy due to a series of dreadful decisions that resulted in Italy's elimination from the 2002 World Cup by the tournament's joint hosts, South Korea. His actions included awarding South Korea a questionable penalty, giving Hwang Sun-hong a yellow card for a foul that he later admitted should have been a red card, ignoring an elbow to Alessandro Del Piero's face within the penalty area, and a boot to Paolo Maldini's head. Moreno also controversially sent off Francesco Totti for diving when it appeared that a penalty should have been given. Additionally, he disallowed Damiano Tomasi's potential golden goal in extra time for offside. It's worth noting that Moreno's recent arrest at John F. Kennedy Airport, when he was allegedly found in possession of 6 kilograms of heroin, sheds light on the kind of person we are dealing with. On May 6, 2009, a highly controversial Champions League match took place between Chelsea and Barcelona in a crucial semi-final second leg. Chelsea aimed to secure back-to-back Champions League final appearances against their Premier League rivals Manchester United. The evening started positively for Chelsea when, in the 9th minute, Michael Essien scored a remarkable first-time volley to give them a 1-0 lead. However, Chelsea players had several penalty appeals turned down by referee Tom Henning Overbo. In the 65th minute, Barcelona's Eric Abidal was sent off, making their task even more challenging. Chelsea knew they needed just one more goal to secure their place in the final, because if Barcelona scored, they would advance on away goals. Overbo then ignored another clear penalty appeal after Gerard Piqué's handball in the box, leaving everyone associated with Chelsea infuriated. In stoppage time, Chelsea fans' worst fears materialised as Andre Iniesta scored one of the most memorable goals in the competition's history from a pass by Lionel Messi. Just before the final whistle, Overbo dismissed one last penalty appeal when Michael Ballack's shot was blocked by Samuel Eto'o's arm, resulting in the iconic image of Ballack confronting Overbo on the pitch while passionately expressing his frustration. The aftermath of the game featured some of the most famous scenes in recent history, with Chelsea players losing their composure. Didier Drogba's memorable outburst where he shouted into a TV camera, "It's a disgrace. It's a freaking disgrace," still resonates with Chelsea fans today. In all honesty, it was arguably one of the most disgraceful refereeing performances ever witnessed. Do you agree with our picks? Is there one we missed? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you.